Hello all, welcome to Geeks for Geeks practice. In this video, we will talk about the problem of the day for Tuesday, which was restrictive Candy Crush. And in this question, we are given a string S and an integer K, and our task is to reduce the string by the given operation. And this was the operation: choose a group of K consecutive identical characters and remove them from the string. And we have to perform this operation until it is possible in at every step, right? So we are given this problem. For example, we have this string geeks for geeks, right? Now what we have to do, we have to delete the k consecutive identical elements, right? K consecutive identical elements we have to delete. So this is the k consecutive identical element for k equal to 2. So these are two identical elements which are consecutive, right? So now we will delete this. Same for this, right? Now when we delete this, we get the string. Now we check again if k consecutive identical elements are possible. So we find that it is possible here as well as here, right? For k equal to 2, we get it here and here also. So now we delete them also. Now we get the final string is S for S. Now we check again in this string also, but we find that there is no such k identical element present. For k equal to 2, we don't have any k consecutive identical elements. So now we are complete, and this is the final string we are getting. This is the final string we are getting, right? So let me tell you again. So for example, we have this question. For example, for k equal to 2. For k equal to 2, we have this question, and what we have to do. So what we have to do, we have to find the k consecutive elements, identical elements, right? So this is the k consecutive identical element in this string where k equal to 2, and these are two identical elements e and e. So now we will remove both of them according to this question. So now we remove both of them. So the string becomes ABC DD CBA, right? Now we check again. We found DD again over here, k consecutive identical elements. Now we delete both of them. Now the string becomes this. We check again, we find this, right? Now we delete this also. Now we come over to here, we find this. Now we delete this also, right? Now we get this string. Now we see it again. Now we come over to here and we find a blank string, right? So this is a blank string, and we return it. So the answer for this will be blank, right? Now I think the question is clear to all of you. So what we have to do, we are given a string s, we are given a string s, we are given an integer k, and what we have to do, we have to remove k consecutive identical characters from the given string at every step. At every step means do the operation until it is no longer possible. So we did it over here. It was after removing all the e's, it was also possible that two g's and two g's are here, and then we did it again. We find that no such k identical consecutive elements are present. So now we return this string, right? So now the question is clear to all of you, I think. So if not, please rewind it back. Now we come over to the approach to solve this problem. So to solve this problem, we can see some brute force approach. So what we can do with the brute force approach? So for example, we are given this string the example string, right? Now what we do, according to the question, we go traverse this string and find the k consecutive element for k equal to 2, right? So we see that its consecutivity is 1, it is one element. Now we see that the count has been increased to 2. So as soon as we find 2, we will delete all the consecutive elements, right? Now we delete all the consecutive elements, we delete these two. Now we go again, we find that its count is also 1, its count is also 1, consecutive count, right? This one also, this one also, this one also, this one also, this one is also 1. Now we come over to 2 and we see that its consecutive count has been increased because these two elements are same. So now it becomes 2. As soon as it becomes equal to k, as soon as it becomes equal to k, then we delete all its consecutive elements with length equal to k, right? So this had deleted earlier, this was deleted. So now our string becomes this, right? Now what we will do, we will traverse again and we will do the same step as we did earlier. Now the count is 1. Now we see that the consecutive count has been increased to 2, but now this is not equal to this, so the count is 1 again. Same case, same case over here, same case over here, same case over here. Now we see here also, now we see that the count has been increased. Now count is increased to 2 and this is not equal to this, therefore the count is again 1, right? So as soon as we find the consecutive element, consecutive count equal to k, we delete all those uh, elements from the string which are leading to consecutive count equal to k. So this is leading to consecutive count, so this is deleted. Now this is deleted, this is deleted, this is deleted. So now what our string becomes S for S, right? Now we check again. Now what we find that there is no such consecutive count present. For example, this is 1, this is not equal to this, so this is also 1, this one also 1, and this all are 1, right? So we don't have any consecutive count equal to 2 over here, not present, right? So now now we have find our final string, so this should be returned. So the answer for this we get is S for S. And uh, in the example when we were studying this, we got the same result, right? So we got the same result. I think the approach is clear to you, but let me tell the same approach one more time. So what does the brute force approach say? That we should traverse the string at every step and remove all the k consecutive identical elements. So now we increase the count at every step, and as soon as the count is becomes equal to k, then we delete all the elements from the string which are leading to count equal to k, right? So we came over to 1 e, we get that the e has 1. Now at next step it becomes 2, and since this was also leading to 2, that's why we remove this, right? And this also. Now we come over to this and we see that this is not there. Now we don't delete it, not now, right? We don't have to delete it. We come and count is 1. Now we come over to here, same case happens over here again, and our string becomes this. Now we traverse again. We traverse again and we find that the count has been equal to 2 here, the same way as it was in this case also. And then our string became this. And here we saw that there is no k identical consecutive elements present, so we returned this string. And our answer came over to this. So I think it is clear, but there is some limitation with this approach. So let me tell you what is the limitation with this approach. First of all, let me calculate the time complexity. So what is the time complexity for this? For traversing each time, this is O of n, right? Now, to delete an element in a string, its complexity is linear in time or linear to the length. So, to erase from a string, time complexity is O of n, right? So, we are removing every element. So, let's say for worst case, it is going to be n. And for example, in this case, we are removing this in the first step. Then we come over to second step and the string becomes, now we delete this, now the string becomes, now we delete this, now the string becomes, now we delete this, now the string becomes this, now we delete this, and the final answer is blank, right? So how many steps we are performing in this worst case? So this is the worst case scenario for the brute force approach. So k was 2 over here, right? And k was 2 over here, and the length of the string was 1 2 3 4 5 10, right? So the length was 10. So, and how many steps we are performing? N by k, 10 by 2. At every step we are removing 2 elements, k elements, right? So the answer for this should be 5. 5 operation we are doing to get this answer. So n by k. So what is the final time complexity for this? Is n cube by k, right? So this is not a good time complexity for such a question, because our constraints for the question are 10 raised to the power 5. For such bigger values, the time complexity we found in the brute force approach is not going to work. Not going to work, right? It is going to give some TLE or time limit exceeded. So we need to think of some efficient approach. So coming over to efficient approach, what we need, the time complexity should be less than O(n) square, right? We need some efficient solution whose time complexity is less than O(n) square. So how to do this? So let me give you an intuition behind the efficient approach or the EF approach. So let's take the same example. So for this E, we are searching in the first two. For this E, we are also searching in the first three. Now for this, we are searching in the first four, right? We are not searching after it, right? For this F, we are searching in first 5 or first 6, right? So instead of traversing at every step, what we can do is to keep some stack. Okay, Let us try to do something using stack. So stack is a LIFO principle, is a data structure which follows LIFO principle. So uh, so as soon as we push in, it becomes at the top of the stack. It comes at the top of the stack, right? And as soon as we pop it, it pops from the top of the stack. Push to top and pop, push to top and pop from top. So it is such a data structure which follows both these things. Okay. So for k equal to 2, we have this string, right? So now we should have some stack also because we are using it. So this is our stack. Since it is, now we iterate to this string, and what we will do, we will keep the consecutive count of every element, whether it is deleted or not, right? So we have the G over here, and we see that the stack is empty. So as soon as we find that the stack is empty, we will push the element with its consecutive count. Since it is coming 1, so the consecutive count is 1. For E, it is not equal to the top of the stack. So now we push it again with the value 1 because its consecutive count is 1. Now we come over to this part E, and we see that it is equal to the top of the stack with the count 2. Now we push it into the stack. As soon as we get the consecutive count equal to k, we will remove the top k elements from this stack. So this is removed and this is removed, right? Now we come over to G. Now the top of the stack is G comma 1, G comma 1, and it is also G. So now the count has been increased to 2. So now that since the count has been increased to 2, we should also pop the top k element from the stack. Now this has been popped and this has been popped, right? So uh, so now the stack becomes empty. Now we come over to S, and we find that the stack is empty. So let me make this empty stack over here. So now we see that the stack is empty, and now we will push S with the value 1, consecutive count, right? So now we come over to F and push it again to the stack with value 1. Same for O, because it is not equal to top of the stack. Same for R. Now we come over to G and we see that the same, G is not equal to top of the stack. So we will push it with the value 1. Now we come over to E, same thing happens again. Now we come over to this E also. So this has been done, this part has been done. Now we come over to this E and we see that the top of the stack is equal to E also. Now we increase the counter, and as soon as the counter becomes equal to k, we will remove the top k elements from the stack. So this was the stack which came from here, right? So it came from here and this was the stack. Now we will pop it, so it will be popped, it will be removed. Now the stack becomes s comma 1, f comma 1, o comma 1, r comma 1, g comma 1, and now we see we come over to G and we see that the top of the stack was also G, right? So we increase the counter to 2 and the counter becomes equal to K. So now we pop the top K elements from the stack. Okay, so this has been removed and this has been removed. Now we come over to S and we find that the top of the stack is R is not equal to S. Now we push it with the value 1. So our final stack becomes S comma 1, F comma 1, O comma 1, R comma 1 and S comma 1. Right. Now what we will do, we will put some output string which is initially blank. Now we will pop every element from this stack and add it to the output string. So now the output becomes SROFS, right? Right. So this is our output string, but we know that the last element that has been pushed comes at the top, and the first element that has been pushed to the stacks comes at the bottom. And what we are putting the output string from top to bottom, but we have to go from bottom to top, right? So we have to go from bottom to top. So now we will reverse this string and our output will become S for S. And I think so now I think we have got our answer, which is S for S. And in the question or the previous example we discussed, the answer was also coming out to be the same, right? So let me calculate the time complexity for this, right? So let me calculate the time complexity for this. As what we are doing, we are traversing each element only once. We are traversing each element only once, right? Each element is only once has been traversed. So the time complexity should be O(n). And space complexity, since we are keeping this output string, so extra space should be equal to O of n also, right? In worst case scenario, it is going to be O of n. And for time complexity, since we are traversing each element only once, so the time complexity is O(n). And the space complexity is O of n. So I think we have got our solution over here, because it has a time complexity less than O(n) square, right? As we discussed while doing the brute force approach, that we should have an efficient solution with the time complexity less than O(n) square, right? Okay, so let me give a brief review of this approach again. So what we saw in the brute force approach, that it was coming to be a time complexity greater than the O(n) square, right? So now we need some time complexity which is less than O(n) square. So now what we saw or we observed in the for the efficient approach, that for every element we are checking from all its previous values. For G we are checking in G double E, right? For S we are checking in G E E G, right? So what we tried to maintain a stack, which stack is a data structure which follows a LIFO principle. When every element is pushed, it is pushed to the top of the stack, and when every element is popped, it is popped from the top of the stack, right? So this was our example, right? And we traversed it only once over here. So we came over to G and we pushed it into the stack because the stack was initially empty. So empty stack means pushing, right? And if not empty, check top of the stack. If it is equal to I, increase the count and push it into the stack. Push in. If c equal to k, if c becomes equal to k, right? So if c becomes equal to k, pop k elements from the stack and we are done this part, right? So this part has been done. Now if top of the stack is not equal to I, not equal to I, so what we will push to the stack is the counter 1 and the character also at ith position, right? So we will push it into the stack, and now at the end of what we will do, we will create some output string. Output string will be created and we will reverse it to get our answer, right? I think the solution is clear to all of you for the efficient approach. And what we got, the time of complexity is the on. The time complexity is on. Okay, so I think it is time to write the code for this. So let me write the code for this and change my screen. So I think what is happening, I think the screen is visible. Yes, so now the screen is visible. So let me write the code for this. So what we are doing, in the top of the stack, we are creating some stack. Let us name it st. Now what we will do, we will traverse every element of the string. If stack is empty, what we were doing, we were pushing the value with the counter to the stack. So since we have to maintain the counter, so we need some pair. So pair basically is the pair of character and the integer value. So now what we will do, we will push it into the stack with value 1, right? So st dot push should be there. Now if the stack is not empty, right? If stack is not empty, we will check if the top of the stack, character at the top of the stack. So character was our first here. So character and then string. Oh, this count. Character and count are there, right? So it should be first because first is character. So if the top of the stack is equal to the value present over here, so what we will do, we will increase the count and push it into the stack. To increase the count, what we will do, we will use the top of the stack, the count value, right, and increase it by 1. If now the count value has reached to k, if the count value has reached to k, what we will do, we will pop the top of the stack k times, right? So make some temporary variable which is equal to k. Now what we will do, we will pop the stack k times. Right, so it has been popped. Now otherwise we don't do anything because it has been pushed. Now if it is not equal to the top of the stack, what we will do, we will push it the same element over here. This again should be pushed because the count has been become 1 over here again. And now what we will do, we will create some string output which should return our output. So now we will popping up the string over this stack and push it into the output string. Now we will reverse this output string. So this reverse function we have used to return the to reverse the output string, and now we will return the output string. Right. So I think it is clear. So, but there is some corner case for the question when k equal to 1. For k equal to 1, we can easily say that the string is going to be empty. Why? For every element we will be removing every element from the string. So if k equal to 1, we are returning a blank string, right? So every element should be removed from that string. So the final string should be blank. So let me check if I am getting the right answer for this. Yes, so we are getting right answer for Geeks for Geeks, right? So let me tell you the same example, Geeks for Geeks, as a dry run with k equal to 2. K is given equal to 2, right? So I think my screen is visible. Right, yes, my screen is visible. I have zoomed a little bit also. So we have created this stack which is initially empty. So now the stack is empty, so we will be having this stack over here, right? At every step I think I should write it over here. Stack values are here, right? So since the stack is empty, we will pushing it into the stack, the character and the value, the count, right? So G has been pushed with the value 1. Now we come over to E. G has been done. Now we come over to this E and we see that the stack is not empty. So we come over to else part and we see that the top of the stack is G, which is not equal to E. So we come over to this else part again and we push E to the stack also with the value 1. So E should be pushed with the value 1. So now what we will do, we will come over to E, right? And we come over to here and we see that the stack is not empty, right? So stack is not empty, we come over to the else part and we see that E equal to E. E is the top of the stack and the value we have is E, right? So what we will do, we will push the E with a increased counter, right? So E should be pushed with the value 2. So now we see that the top of the stack has become E and its count has been become equal to 2, which is E also equal to K. So this is also true for for the third case. So this is also true. So we come over to here and pop the K elements from the string, from this stack. So K element should be popped. So these are the first two elements. So these should be popped over from the string, right? Now we'll come over to this loop again and we come over to k over here. So now we come over to k and we see that the stack is not empty. Stack has g comma 1, right, as pair. So we come over to else part and we see that the top of the stack is g and the element we have is k. So we don't have to come over here. So now we come over to this part. So we push k comma 1 to this stack, right? Now we come over to s, and since the stack is not empty and the top of the stack is not equal to the element, so we push it again, same like k. So s comma 1, and the stack is not again empty. Now we come over to f and the top of the stack is s, so we will be pushing it 1 again, the same way we have done in s and k type. Okay, now we come over to O and same thing happens, right? As the stack is not empty and the top of the stack is not O, right? So O comma 1 should be pushed into the stack. Now we come over to R, same case for R will happen. Now we come over to G, we see that it is not an empty stack and the top of the stack is R, which is not equal to G, therefore we will be pushing 1 over here. This part should be done over here. Now we come over to E, and since E is not equal to the top of the stack and the stack is not empty, so now we will be pushing E comma 1 again to the stack. Now we come over to this E part, right? Now we see that the stack is not empty, so we don't go here. Now we come over to else part and we see that the top of the stack is E comma 1. The top of the stack is E comma 1, right? The first character is E. Therefore, we will be pushing and increase the counter with the same value into the stack. Now it has been pushed equal to E. So now we come over to check if k equal to 1. So k equal to 2 for the top of the stack. So it is also 2. Now what we will do, we will pop the last two elements or the top elements from this stack. So this will be popped, right? Now we come over to k and we see that the top of the stack is G and the stack is not empty, right? So now we push k comma 1 to the stack after by coming over to this part, right? Now we came over to S, the last element, and we see that the stack is not empty and same thing is happening again. Now I think our stack is complete and the array has been traversed, completed. Now this part has been completed. Now we come over to this part. Output string has been created. Now what is in the stack? I should copy it. So what is in the stack? I should write it over here. So now what we will adding to the output string is all the top of the stack and popping it simultaneously. So the output string will become over here will be S K G R O F S K G, right? Top of the stack is S, then K, then G, then R O F S K, and at the last is G. So this is our output string. Then we reverse it. So after reversing it, we will get the GKS FOR GKS. So this should be our answer, and here we are getting the same answer, right? And this is also the correct answer over here. We are getting the right answer. Okay. So I think I should submit the code now, right? I think I should submit the code. So let me submit the code. Yes, so I have got the right answer for this. So let me give a brief review again to the question. So let me come over to so this is the question given to us, restrictive Candy Crush, for the problem of the day for Tuesday, where we are given a string S and given an integer k, and we have to reduce the string by the following operation. This was the operation we have where we have to remove the k consecutive identical elements from the string at each step till such operation is no longer possible, right? So what we were doing, we were given a string, this string. So now what we will do for k equal to 2, we will remove all those identical consecutive elements which are leading to this value 2, right? So its count is 1, its count is 2. So now it's time to remove. So we remove the k elements from this. Same for this, and the string becomes this, right? Now we came over to GG S FOR GGS. Now same part was happening here. Two consecutive identical elements are here, and k is also 2, so it is k consecutive elements. K consecutive identical elements, if they are present, then we will be removing them, and then our final string was becoming S for S, and this was the answer we were getting, right? So then we saw the brute force approach. So what the brute force approach was doing that. So the brute force approach was doing that. We traversed the string and we were increasing the count. As soon as the count becomes equal to k, we will remove the k, the previous k elements starting from that element from the string. So we will push it somewhere in this vector, the position of those elements, and then we will proceed again. Now we will come over to GG S FOR GGS. After performing this part, then we will do the same thing again, and our final string was coming out to be S for S, right? But there was some limitation. We saw that the time complexity was O(n) cubed by k, because the in erasing of the string, it is linear in time. So we were including this, and since we are iterating every element, so we are including this also, and n by k operation in the worst case we have to do. So n by k should be also there. So the time complexity was coming out to be n cubed by k, which is a bad time complexity, right? Which was a bad time complexity. So we have to move to some efficient approach where time complexity is less than O(n) square, right? Then we saw some efficient approach using the stack operator we were using. Okay, so what we were doing, that for G we were looking into this, for S we were looking into the first four, for F we were looking into the first five, right? So we created a stack over here and it traversed only once, traversing only once. And if the stack is empty, we are pushing it with the count value 1, because here the count is 1. If the element is not equal to the top of the stack, we are pushing it again with the value 1. If it is equal to the top of the stack, then we are pushing it again, right, with the value, with the counter to be increased. So the counter earlier was 1, now we came over to 2, right? And when we see that the counter is equal to 2, right, when counter equal to 2, we will remove or pop the k elements from the top of the stack. Popped, these were popped, right? Now we proceed again, we came over to G and we saw that the top of the stack was this after popping out these two elements. So this was the top of the stack, so the counter was increased and the counter was equal to k again. So now we popped the stack again, stack was popped again, right? So now we came over to S and we came over to here. As we see that the after G the stack was empty, so we pushed it. Now we came over to F and we saw that the top of the stack is not equal to F, so we pushed it with the value 1. Same for this, same for this, same for this, and same for this, right? When we came over to E, the last E, this E, we see that the top of the stack equal to E, and as we increase the counter becomes equal to k, right? So the counter was becoming equal to k, so we popped to the k elements from the stack, right? So k elements were popped and the stack became this. Now we came over to G and the top of the stack was G, so we increased the counter and counter became equal to k. So now we popped the k elements from here and the final stack became this. Now we pushed all the values of the stack to the output array and we reversed it to get our answer, right? I think this is clear to all of you. I think it is much clear, but let me take one more example for the efficient approach, which should be this, and k should be equal to 3, right? So we will have the stack over here. When we will traverse, we see that the stack is empty, we will push it. Same, now we see that the top of the stack is not equal to E, so we push it with the value 1. Now top of the stack is equal to E, so we increase the count, but it is not equal to k, right? Now we came over to here and increase the count. Now we came over to here and we increase the count because the top of the stack was E, and the count becomes equal to k now. So now we will pop the k elements from the stack. So this will be popped, this will be popped, this will be popped, right? So now we came over to D and D was pushed. As the top of the stack is D, so now we will increase the count of D to 2. Now we came over to A and the top of the stack is not equal to k, so it is pushed with the value 1. Now we came over to C again with the value 1. Now we came over to this C. Okay, Now top of the stack is equal to this C, therefore we will increase the count. Coming over to this last C, we see that the top of the stack is equal to C. Now we increase the count, and now the count has become equal to K. Pop the K elements or the three elements from the top of the stack. So this will be popped, this will be popped, this will be popped, right? Now we will come over to A, and we see that the top of the stack was A. Now we will push it into the stack with the value 2 by increasing the counter, right? Now we will come over to last A, and we see that the top of the stack was A also. Now we will increase the count, and now the count has become equal to K. Now we will pop the K element from the stack. So this will be popped, this will be popped, and this will be popped, right? Now we will come over to D, and we see that the top of the stack is also D. Now D will be pushed in, right? D will be pushed in with the value 3, which is equal to K. Okay, so now the K elements will be popped out. These K elements will be popped out, right? So what we are basically doing is, after removing this element, the string becomes DD, right? After removing these elements and so on. Then what we did, we removed these elements. Now the string again become DD, D, right? Then it became this. This came out. Then D was here. So first we removed E, right, over here. Then we removed C over here. Then we came over to A over here, and then at last we removed D. So at first we removed C or E, and then C. Then we came over to A, and then the finally D was removed, and we got the blank string. So I think the intuition behind this is clear to all of you, that after removing these elements, this became continuous, right? After removing this element, this became continuous, right? So now the counter will be increased, and this is the main use of a stack, why we are using it over here. So stack main use over here is to show continuity after removal. So stacks main use here is to show continuity after removal. So I think the problem is clear now. Oh, this solution is clear now. So now what I think it is over. So thank you for joining in, and please subscribe our channel.